In this video, we'll talk about fractions, decimals, and percents. Let's take a look at the image, the figure to the left, where we have a circle that is divided in two equal parts. One is shaded and one is not. So let's answer the question how to represent mathematically the shaded region. Well, because one is shaded out of two, we're going to write 1 over 2. But we can also write it 0.5 because out of it's just half of the circle is shaded. Or we can write 50%. So we represented the area as a fraction, we represented it as a decimal, and we represented it as a percent. Now the question is, how do we convert from one form to another? So let's start with converting from fractions to decimals. So let's say we have 1 over 2. Well, and we want to transform that into a decimal. Well, this notation over this line here means division. So 1 divided by 2. If you put that in the calculator, you will get 0.5. So let's try some more. How about 3 over 4? So 3 divided by 4, which is 0.75. How about 10 divided by 2, for example? So 10 over 2. Well, that's 10 divided by 2, so it's 5. If we have, for example, 1 over 3, we divide 1 by 3, and if you put that in the calculator, you'll notice you get 0.333, and so on, which we usually represented as 0.3 repeated. Or if it says rounded to 2 decimals, let's look at the third one. Because it's less than 5, we'll just write 0.33. That's rounded to 2 decimals. So in conclusion, to convert from a fraction to a decimal, we will have to divide the numerator, which is the number on top, by the denominator, which is the number on the bottom. Like a over b, this is the numerator and this is the denominator. Now let's talk about going backwards from decimals to fractions. So if, for example, we have 0.5, how do we write that as a fraction? Well, it's very important to know how to read 0.5. This can be read 5/10, not tenths, 10th. So that means we can write it 5 over 10, which we can simplify by dividing by 5 top and bottom and get 1 over 2. If we have, for example, 0.03, this is 3 hundredths. So this can be written as 3 over, and because it's hundreds, 3 over 100. And that's pretty much it. 0.53 or 53 hundredths can be written as 53 over 100. So it's very important how we read the numbers. So for example, if we have 1.259, we can write it as 1259. So we write all the digits. over, now 1 followed by 3 zeros, because I have 3 zeros, because I have 3 decimals after the decimal point. So this is 1.259 thousands. So that's why here at the denominator is thousands. Now let's take a look at percents transformed into decimals. We use percents, right, when we go shopping and there is a 20% sale, or a 50% sale, or our salary increases by 2%, right? So what does that mean? So 20%, this percent means divide your number by 100. So 20 over 100. That's 20%. And of course, we can simplify by dividing by 10 top and bottom, and we get 2 over 10. And we can divide by 2 top and bottom and get 1 over 5, final answer. Of course, I could have divided 20 over 100 by 20 from the beginning. If we have 2%, we write 2 over 100, and we can simplify by dividing top and bottom by 2 and get 1 over 50. Or 125%, which is 125 over 100, right? So this symbol always transforms into 100 at the denominator. This symbol will always make per divided by 100. And 125 over 100 can be divided both by, let's try 25, and we get 5 over 4, or we can write it as a mixed number as 1 and 1/4. All right, so the converting from percents to decimals is just divide your number by 100. That's all, and then you can simplify, of course. And what if we have to transform from decimals to percents? Like, for example, 0.3. To convert it into a percent, this is what we do. We multiply a 0.3 by 100%, because 100%, it actually means 100 over 100. So it actually means 1. So I'm not changing the number. So 0.3 times 100%, well, 0.3 times 100 means move your decimal point 2 places to the right because it's times 100. So it's 30. And then just copy the percentage sign. So 30%, it's actually 0.3. Or 0.3, it's 30%. Let's see another one. 0.45. So again, we copy 0.45 times 100%, and 0.45 times 100, it's 45, and I just copy the symbol percent. So 0.45, it's 45%. How about 0.02? Well, 0.02, again, we multiply by 100%. We move the decimal 2 places to the right, so we get 2%. So to get from decimals to percents, we multiply the number by 100%. And we actually multiply it by 100, and we just copy the symbol percent. And here it is an exercise for you. You have this circle that it's divided in 3 equal parts. 2 of them are shaded. So write the highlighted region as a fraction, then as a decimal, then as a percent. So pause your video, try to do the problem on your own, and then unpause it, play it to see the answer. And here is the answer. The fraction is 2 over 3, which if you divide 2 by 3, you get 0.66666 and so on. That's why I wrote the 3 dots. If you round it to 3 decimals, you get 0.667. And if I want to write it as a percentage, I'm going to multiply the 0.667 by 100%. The symbol percent was just copied here. And when we multiply 0.667 times 100, we get 66.7. I hope this helps.